How's it going, everybody? I have a little special treat for you guys. So this one came in. It was a rollover. This one actually damaged the radiator right there. These brackets are broken for the radiator support. The fenders, mud guards, it's a little bit scratched up. Little sound pod bracket is broken. But this particular customer wants me to install a chase light back here. He wants me to install rock lights throughout. The new fenders, the mud guards, I mean. He also wants me to install new whips. These ones are, yeah, they said they wanted the fat 3-foot ones. I'm also installing a light bar for them, and they brought in a windshield for me to put on as well, a flip up windshield from Super ATV. So I'm gonna be doing all that, and they also want the strut light, the yellow one, which I have all the parts right here. It's this one right here. These are the light bars that they wanted. New radiator support. Then we have our chase light, our curved LED light bar, and some rock lights right here. And that's gonna be pretty much it. Since I do have it torn apart, they asked me if I can see if I can flip over the shocks. Since I will have it apart, it might be pretty easy then. So I'll do that for them, take care of them. I am gonna take the interior out because I'm gonna do all new wiring. Again, I don't know what kind of wiring this had been done, and I'm gonna find out. So I'll have you guys follow me along. Alright, so here we're assessing the situation. This is broken right here. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but this Can-Am is sitting really high. So the customer, they adjusted the shocks and they went way too far. So what I'm gonna do, he gave me the green light. It's gonna be an extra fee, but I am going to adjust them to be the right height. And also I'm gonna flip this one on that side and that side and this side, so the Fox reservoirs look outside, so it has a little bit more of an aggressive look. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and do the Fox suspension specs for your spring. So you can see I measured it already, so I'm gonna bring this spring up to here. That way the customer doesn't have his vehicle so high and make the wheels narrow in the front, and it's gonna be a little bit of a spongier ride for him. So I'm gonna show you guys how to adjust it. guys, so I finished adjusting it. Now the Fox suspension guides, it says that from this point right here to this point right here, the very top of the spring, is supposed to be 23 1/4. On this particular one, I didn't do that. The customer wanted it a little bit higher than usual. So I let the spring be compressed a little more. So we're looking at about 20 1/2 on this one. Because typically if this spring is at 23 1/2, this would be about right here. But that's per the Fox suspension guides for this, the QS3s. The customer, obviously you can see the difference of where it used to be to where it's at now. So the springs are not as compressed, so it's going to be a softer ride for him. And then what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to flip these, that way the Fox reservoir is facing out, so it has a bit more of an aggressive look. Alrighty, so since I was there, I went ahead and replaced this radiator and this radiator bracket. It was fairly easy. I don't think I need to show how it's done. It's just 4 bolts, 1, 2, and then 2 more at the bottom, and that whole section comes off. I did flip these, which it does make it look a little bit more aggressive. They are adjusted, so it has 17 inches of ground clearance in the front, which is ideal. Since they take this like to the washes and stuff like that, I'm putting the headlight back on this side. But I wanted you guys to see, it does have a brand new radiator. The other one, it was pretty damaged. See right there, especially that section right there. So yeah, I'm gonna piece it back together, and there we go. I'm gonna continue.
so this is the progress so far. I got the windshield installed, and then I installed these brackets for the light bar. It's long, also with these grab handles on both sides. So it's coming along pretty good. And we're gonna go ahead and mount the light bar. Alright guys, so after you remove your passenger seat, you're going to go ahead and remove the covers that are right here. They're just little clip-ons. Remove your seat belt so you can take the seat completely out. And you're going to see right here, you have your accessory power, your battery power, which is right there, and your battery negative. A little dirty, there we go. So this is what we're going to tap into. So now I don't like to tap in directly to this post, so I did order up a reservoir, one that's going to be externally. That way I don't bunch all those cables up to these posts. They're going to bunch up on the back, and I'll show you guys how it's done. So stay tuned, and I'll teach you guys how to do all the wiring for them. Now you can see we have some empty slots on right here, 1, 2, and then we can also cut some more in there. And on the driver's side, it looks like that side is full already. So we're going to wire some in, and we're going to cut some cutouts right here when we need it. All right, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so if you guys stay tuned for part number 2, I am going to teach you how to install the rocker switches. And I particularly like these because they comes all wrapped, insulated, and it comes with its own fuse. Typically what I like to do is I like to place all the fuses up here, because once you have the seats on, this panel is almost impossible to get off, so you're able to move a little bit, and then you can see the fuses there and replace the fuse if you need to. That way you don't have to remove the seat. But you guys can see this is a positive bus bar that I installed, so I'm going to install all the accessory points here, and all the negative grounds are going to be right here. So I separated them so that they wouldn't touch or anything like that. But this is how I typically like to do all my accessories. That way I keep everything clean and I don't keep this all bunched up. So stay tuned for part number 2, and I'll teach you guys how to do all that.